What is going on, everybody? It is Foreign, and welcome back. I have some interesting information for you guys, and just really fast. What you guys are watching in the background is some League Play gameplay with Team Rewind, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's a spectacular win where we get really pissed off at a guy with an LMG. So I'm going to jump into my information that I have for you guys. So I was given an email from GameStop yesterday. It was sent out to everybody that is a part of their newsletter, and basically it is with Xbox One information. This is new information that Microsoft has recently released, and they wanted to make sure that people knew about it. So this is all confirmed information. I will link you to the articles that are being discussed. Unfortunately, part of this article is actually within the email, and I can't find that part actually online. But if anybody wants, feel free to put your email address down below, and I will forward it over to you, so you guys can check it out. So let's get into the information. So a lot of people were talking about used games, blah, 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 blah. Everybody was so worried about used games, and I'm going to read off a bit of this word for word, and a little bit of it just kind of from my perspective. So basically, you were going to be able to buy digital games or the disc on the day of release. So that's pretty big. So some people don't actually like using discs. Some people do enjoy using discs. It's now possible that you can do both. You don't have to actually have the game. You don't actually have to, wait in line. You can get it on the night of release, digital, no more waiting in line. So that's kind of nice for any game that might release towards winter when you don't want to actually sit outside. Accessing your games, you no longer need a disc because there are digital games, and because they have added the feature where you can actually install games to your hard drive, you no longer actually need a disc to play a game. Everything is actually saved over the cloud, and that is what brings us into the whole used game industry of things. So everybody was so worried that you cannot play used games online. Or that you can't play used games, or that you would have to pay this fee. Well, this is a direct quote. I think this is the one. Yes, okay. Today, some gamers choose to sell their old disc-based games back for cash or credit. We designed Xbox One so game publishers can enable you to trade in your games at participating retailers. So that means GameStop, possibly Best Buy, because I know they do returns as well. Microsoft does not charge a platform fee to retailers, publishers, or consumers for enabling transfer of these games. So you do not have to pay an extra added amount to basically buy someone's used game from them. So that's a very good thing. A lot of people were really worried that you'd have to pay, $10 or $5 or even pay full retail just to buy a used game. You don't have to do that. We don't know if this means that GameStop might change how their pricing works or anything like that, but you can trade in your disc games. You don't have to keep them. Once you trade it in, though, you can't play the digital version, so just keep that in mind because the license will transfer over to somebody else. Now, something that makes this a bit tricky is they now added the feature where you can give your games to friends, and I'm not exactly sure because They don't go into total detail about how this is going to work, but this is a direct quote. Xbox One is designed so game publishers can enable you to give your disc-based games to your friends. There is no fees charged as part of these transfers. There are two requirements. You can only give them to people who have been on your friends list for at least 30 days. Each game can only be given once. So we'll take Black Ops, for instance. So I have Black Ops 2. A friend of mine does not have Black Ops 2. I can give him Black Ops 2 as long as he's on my friends list for 30 days. And now I'm not 100% on whether that means that I'm still going to be able to play on the cloud and he'll be able to play the game just fine. We're not 100% positive on what is going to happen with that. That is not confirmed yet. But if I can give a game and he can play it and I can still play it and it works and it just continuously works, that's awesome. If you have a really close friend, or for instance, I live with my brother. I live with my family actually. My brother lives downstairs, but me and him, we can go half and half on games. We can both have games. obviously we've been on each other's friends list since we've had Xbox Live because we have a family account. So we don't have to pay full price for games. Or I have a friend, Mr. Tony Stark, who him and his wife, they both play video games. So now they can just buy one game and both share it. You can only give it once. They're not giving their games out to other people, but it reduces how much they need to buy. And that's only if it all works as I'm hoping that it does. That hasn't been confirmed yet, like I said, but if it works as I'm thinking it's going to work, that would be awesome for people that live with multiple people in the same house that play the same games. But something that goes along with that, your family and friends, your guests and acquaintances get unlimited access to all of your games. So the whole playing the different games, it all deals with you actually logging into Xbox Live. It has nothing to do with actually acquiring a disc or anything like that. If you are at a friend's house and you sign into your Xbox Live, you will get to play all of your games because they'll all be saved over the cloud space. Now, when it comes to your families, Xbox One will enable new forms of access for families. Up to 10 members of your family can log in and play from your shared games library on any Xbox One. Just like today, a family member can play a copy of your Forza Motorsport at a friend's house. Only now, they will not just see Forza, but they will see all of your shared games. So this might be more along the lines of how some people are going to be playing, is actually sharing along with family members, I guess you could say. Again, it's not confirmed as to how this will absolutely 100% positively work, but knowing that this is in place can help those people that, you know, they buy 4 or 5 different games. You know, they don't have to actually buy the multiple games anymore. So we'll cut away from talking about used games because that's quite a bit of information to take in. What was the next thing I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, it was the new Kinect. So a lot of people were speculating that with the new Kinect, you always had to have it on. You always had to, you know, have the Kinect on and blah blah blah. And people were really worried about that. Well, you have the ability to actually turn off the Kinect. You do not have to have the Kinect on. Having the Kinect on is nice. Even if your Xbox is in standby mode, which a lot of people are like, "Oh, your Xbox is always going to be on." Your Xbox is not always going to be on. If any of you guys remember back to the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 2 was quote unquote always on, but it had a power switch on the back that you could actually physically turn it off. Now, when it's in that power saving mode, it's not doing much. So you're not going to need to worry about those sorts of things. But you can actually turn off the Kinect, which is a really nice feature. You don't have to have it on. And basically, all that the Kinect is looking for is the one voice command, which is Xbox on. So anyways, I realized that I just ran out of time. I hope that you guys enjoyed. That was a 30 and 25 gameplay. Billy did really bad, but it's all good. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys later.